Hey, it's John here from John Still Runs at work on a Friday afternoon. Thought I'd do a little video on the importance of strength for runners. And it's part of our theme of BEAMS, B-E-A-M-S. So it's the last letter, the letter S, which is the first letter of strength. So why is strength so important for runners, particularly leg strength? Not so much arm strength, but we're talking leg strength. So we're going to talk about some reasons how strength training can help your running, and we're going to talk about which muscle groups are the most important ones for that purpose. So here I am in my physiotherapy treatment room. Up the back there you can see Herbie, and over here you can see a sonography machine, which I occasionally use to look inside muscles and ligaments, etc. I'm not a sonographer, it takes a lot of training, but I do have a little bit of a look at some tissues to help with my diagnosing and assessing. So why is strength training important? Well, one of the reasons is I think it helps reduce your injuries, your injury potential. How does it do that? Well, I think most running injuries, except for maybe this one, my sprained ankle, which I did traumatically while running along the road and stepping off to avoid a car and putting my foot in probably the only hole in the long grass that was there. Ouch. But most running injuries don't occur like that. They're actually creep up on you type injuries, the niggle that becomes an injury. And the main reason I believe for this type of injury is accumulation load. So either the amount or intensity of your running exceeds the loading potential of the particular tissue that you're just about to hurt. And strength training, I think, not only improves the power of muscles, but also the resilience of the muscles, the tensile strength of that muscles, and perhaps even the soft tissues around those muscles, the connective tissues such as fascia and ligaments. So by strength training, you're actually improving the overall ability of your tissue to resist an increasing load, an increased load. So you have a greater potential, a greater maximum, and so the amount of training you're doing at the moment may be a lower percentage of your maximum. So that's how I think strength training can help in reducing the risk of injury. And of course, the less injuries that as a runner you have in the course of the year, and remember, I think the stats or the statistics on runners getting these sorts of overuse injuries is around about 60 to 80% of all people who are regularly running will get some sort of injury of that type during the year. So I'm probably speaking to those that are either being injured recently or are injured currently. Less injuries results in more consistent training, and more consistent training leads to a better runner. And that's what we want. We want to be better runners, don't we? At where we are at the moment. For me, I'm not running at all, of course, because I've got this ankle sprain, and I'm also looking at having a minor heart procedure in mid-April, or early April actually, which will allow me to run a little bit more, hopefully, without worrying about atrial fibrillation. That's another story. Not sure that's a running injury, although the years of running might have contributed to it. Another topic, in fact an upcoming subject, I think, atrial fibrillation and runners and running. So yes, less injuries, more training, better runner. And if you think about the importance of strength in the process of becoming a faster runner, it makes sense that those muscles of propulsion, if they're stronger, then perhaps you can move more economically, that you can move with greater speed. So running economy and speed may and probably do benefit from having stronger muscles.
those major muscle groups. So what are those major muscle groups that you should be getting stronger? Well, there's a bit of traffic noise here, but you probably can hear me. The major muscle groups, the quadriceps, of which there's 4, the hamstrings, of which there's 3, the hip flexors, and there's at least 2, perhaps 3 hip flexor muscles, one major one, and then of course the calf muscle groups, and there's at least 2 there, 3 in some people. So look at all those muscles and see how important they are. They could be in improving your resistance to injury, your more consistent training, and perhaps faster running. Let's go through those muscle groups again. Let's go through these muscles again. Which groups? We've got the quads, we've got the hams, we've got the hip flexors, and we've got the calves. And each of those groups have quite a few muscles, as mentioned, and I think help propel your body forwards. So what exercises might we do to increase the strength appropriately, that's specific for runners in particular? Well, I think with the quads, we've got a squat, we've got a lunge, including jump lunges and jump squats. They're probably the basic 2. Hamstrings, well, that's a little bit trickier to increase the strength of, specific for the running action, and we'll get into that another time. Hip flexors, well, I think spring jumps are very effective for hip flexors, and for calves, I think hopping and different types of hopping can be effective. That's my whiteboard. Not a very good writer, am I? I've learnt my writing in Queensland, but you know, we've all got excuses for poor handwriting. So beams, B-E-A-M-S, strength is today's topic for runners. And I recommend that we start doing a little bit of strength training, and I think you'll find the benefits are there. Go for it. And a little postscript. Gluteus maximus, how could I forget? Gluteus maximus, the most important muscle in hip extension. That is when your femur goes behind you and helps propel your body forwards. So let's not forget the importance of gluteus maximus, the big buttock muscle. Go buttock muscle. Strength for runners. See you next time.